Make sure to get reviews from every single one of your first 50 customers, because that is really going to help you to be trusted and shown more in the Etsy algorithm. Create a big launch event, build hype, do an event, run a sale, do a discount code, and make it a big deal. Because guess what? Every time you list something new, Etsy will boost that listing in the algorithm. Now imagine getting that boost every single day for the first 60 days of your shop. That's going to set your shop up so well. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, the place to be if you want to start, run and scale your creative or handmade business on Etsy and beyond. My name is Steph if you're new here, and I'm giving you a big old virtual hug and welcoming you to the Handmade Bosses family. So before we get into today's video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click that bell, because if you want to grow your handmade business online, then this is the place to be. Today we are going to be talking about how long does it really take to grow a successful Etsy shop, and we're going to be talking Etsy growth hacks to get your first 100 sales. So these hacks could potentially double your sales in just a day or so. All right, so I cannot wait to get into today's tips, but before we do that, I just want to say one thing, and I know that this is going to be one piece of advice that you guys need to hear. And that's, do not focus on vanity metrics, okay? So I don't want you guys to focus on sales numbers. I don't want you guys to focus on views. I don't want you guys to focus on favorites or follower numbers if you're doing the whole social media thing. And if you don't fancy doing the social media thing, I do have a video on my channel talking about how to get Etsy sales if you hate social media, or a video that says how to get Etsy sales without using social media at all. So definitely go and check out those. What I'm going to say first is that you cannot compare your journey with someone else's. So if you know someone who's been on Etsy for 2 weeks, already got their first 5 sales, and here you are 2 months later, not even got 1 sale, then it's really hard to directly compare those two people. And the biggest reason I see is that actually, like, person A might have uploaded something every single day for 2 months or whatever, and they are getting more sales because they're putting more effort into their shop. They're being more active. And stay tuned, because I'm going to be giving you lots of tips on that. But I don't want you to compare your journey with someone else's, because it largely depends on how much time you can dedicate to your shop. So someone who's listing 100 new items in 60 days will potentially get there faster than if you're doing like 1 new item every single week for the same period of time. So please do not compare yourself. It also depends on what niche you're in, who your target audience is, whether you built hype before you opened your shop. There are so many variables that are involved in this, so I just want to say that first. So my first Etsy growth hack to get your first 100 sales and potentially grow a successful shop as quickly as you can is make sure to get reviews from as many people as you can. Now, these have to be genuine customers, okay? I'm not about to sit here and get your Auntie June or your mum or your sister to buy a load of stuff from your Etsy shop and then leave a review, because guess what? If you ever go onto their Wi-Fi and Etsy can see that, okay, this person has bought from you, but yet you're using their Wi-Fi, there may potentially be a bit of an issue. So make sure to get reviews from every single one of your first 50 customers, because that is really going to help you to be trusted and shown more in the Etsy algorithm. Okay, so how do we get those reviews? Well, be really almost over the top, open and communicative when you are going through the sales process. So if someone places an order with you, you immediately message them and say, thank you so much for your order. I'm just going to start working on that now for you. Okay, reassure them, make them feel like they are special, like they are on your radar. And then when you shipped that item, make sure to message them and say, hey, I've done it for you, like it's shipped, it should be received in this sort of time window. Please please do leave a review when you get it, because it's really important as a small business owner so that we get shown to more people. And actually explain the reason why you're asking for a review. 9 times out of 10, shops don't do this and they just say, hey, leave a review, that'll be great, thanks. And then it's like, but why? Like what? Why should I be doing this? Why the urgency? And if you explain to them, hey, like, you know, as you know, Etsy is like Amazon. You need to get reviews in order for things to be shown up in search. I'm sure people will understand and they'll be more than happy to leave a review for you. And then what you do is that you follow up a week later. If they haven't left a review, be like, hey, I just want to check in and make sure that everything was okay. Just a quick reminder, here is how you leave a review, and do like 1, 2, 3 step. And just say again, like, I really appreciate it if you could do that, okay? Now, 80% of people after those 3 or 4 messages will leave you a review, but if they don't, then that's fine. You can move on to the next person, or you can message them again, although I wouldn't maybe spam them too much. And then when you get a review, make sure to respond to it. Make sure to say thank you so much for leaving one. I really appreciate your order. Tip number 2 is to launch your shop. Now, if you've already, you already have your shop open and you're thinking, well, Steph, it's a bit late for that. It's not. What I mean by this is, don't just set your shop to live and be like, yay, I'm open. Create a big launch event behind it. And again, if your shop has been open for a couple of months and you're thinking it's too late, it's absolutely not. Create a big launch event. Build hype. Do an event. Run a sale. Do a discount code and make it a big deal. Do like 3 or 4 emails if you have an email list, social media stories, boost posts, spend money on ads, and just get people hyped to come over to your shop. It's a bit like when there's a new local shop that opens near you and they do a launch night or a party evening or something like that. They tell the whole community about it, and then, you know, word of mouth spreads around and you end up with lots of people coming into the shop and it becomes a big deal. It's a big launch event. You're essentially doing the exact same thing. So what I don't want you guys to do is to press live on your shop and kind of hope for the best. Although there are ways for you to lazily get sales, and I do have a video talking all about that. And no, it's not a bad thing to be a lazy marketer. When you're first starting out and you want to grow your shop quickly, you do have to push that a little bit harder.
Bosses, we've been having some really great conversations in today's video. However, I'm here to tell you about this. This is called your conversion rate, and I've actually made for you in the description box below a free 90-minute conversion rate masterclass. So I'm just going to quickly explain to you in 1 minute why this is important. Okay. So this is your Etsy shop and these are your customers. So let's say that you get 100 customers into your store and you have a 1% conversion rate. That means you get 1 sale, and roughly that's going to be about $30 to £30. But what happens when we increase that conversion rate to 2%, 3% and above? This suddenly doubles, triples, quadruples without you having to change anything. Now, getting customers into your store costs time, effort, and money. But what if you didn't have to change this, you didn't have to change your shop, all you had to change was this conversion rate? That is what I'm going to be teaching you in today's masterclass. So whether you're a newbie or a seasoned Etsy shop owner, get yourself down below and register for that masterclass so you can increase this number. Back to the video.
Tip number 3 is list as many items as you can in the first 60 days. Now, when I say this, I do not mean you have to make something new every single day for 60 days, although that could be easy for some of you. For others, it might not be. So instead, duplicate your listings, put different occasions, attributes, keywords, photos, and just duplicate your listings and keyword them differently so that it fills your shop and it's getting more people in. So let's say, for example, you have a gold heart locket. That can be a Valentine's gift. That's one listing. It can also be a birthday gift. That's another listing. It could also be an anniversary gift. That's another listing. It could also just be described as a gold heart locket. So right away, you have 4 to 5 listings just on that one product that you have made. So list a new listing every single day for the first 60 days to get that initial boost. Because guess what? Every time you list something new, Etsy will boost that listing in the algorithm. Now imagine getting that boost every single day for the first 60 days of your shop. That's going to set your shop up so well. Tip number 4 is when you start to build your social media list or an email list, or pick one way that you want to keep in contact and keep a list of your customers. Now this is really important that you do this straight off the bat, because you're building that momentum. Okay, Etsy is great and it will bring you customers so long as you follow these steps and as long as your shop is set up to convert those people coming in. But what you don't want to do is you don't want to sit back on your laurels and say, well, okay, fine, I'm just going to wait and see what Etsy brings me. It always helps to have some kind of social media platform set up so that number 1, you're keeping in contact with your customers. Number 2, you are building that know, like, and trust factor. And number 3, you have a list of people that you know are interested in your products or what you do that you can call upon when things are slow on Etsy. Number 5 is a mindset shift, and this is see your Etsy shop as a brand and not just an Etsy shop. Now, I've been working with Etsy shops for a number of years now, and well over 350, probably 400 at this point, have been through my Handmade Bosses Success Academy. And the biggest shift in their business has happened when they don't just view their shop as a little Etsy shop or a side business or a small business. We ban that language in the Handmade Bosses family, but it's when you actually start to see your handmade business, as a brand that you are building. You start to kind of think about your business in a completely different way, and you stop playing small, because that is one thing that does kill some amazing ideas that I've seen, and people giving up because they just see it as a small little thing that's not really worthwhile, that's not really worth putting time and energy into. No, we don't do that here. We don't play small here. So start to think of your business as that, a business, a brand that you are building to secure your own financial future. Number 6 is to bundle items together. Okay, this is something that I have seen a lot of handmade bosses really skyrocket their growth with, and that is to bundle items together in starter packs, gift sets in general, and stuff like that. For example, if you sell prints and you have 3 that you bundle together, you can call that a gallery wall pack, and that is going to make people spend more money because they know that, hey, they have a set that they can just buy and then it's done, rather than having to do the whole let's just float through their shop and pick individual things out of. So bundling items together as well will also give you another listing that you can create and keyword it as a gift, a birthday gift, a graduation gift, a Valentine's gift, a Christmas gift. It then becomes different than just that one listing alone. And tip number 7 is SEO. Now, SEO stands for search engine optimization, and the way I like to think about it is it's marrying up these two things. So this thing here is you're the shop owner, you're holding up your product. I'm literally going to grab something here. You're holding up your product and you're saying, hey, I made this thing. I want people to come and find me. I'm on Etsy. I'm doing good. And then you have the customer, that's me, and I'm like, I really want this thing, but how am I going to search for it online when I can only use my keyboard to type in words? And that is essentially all you're doing. You're closing the gap between the two. Now, how that works on Etsy is through using an algorithm, and what that essentially means is it's like a listing ranking system for results. So if someone types in raw citrine crystal, my listing will come up, but a lot of other factors will rank you as to how high up the search ranking you will be based on your shop reviews, based on your conversion rate of this listing, based on what words they have actually used to search for that item, and many other things as well. I do have a whole SEO breakdown video on my channel. But the words that you are using really does affect whether shop owner number 1 over here is going to get customer number 2 here to wander on over to their shop and purchase this thing. So you you need to make sure that you know who your target audience is, because guess what? If you're using raw crystal as your keywords on your listing here, but yet customer number 2 here is just using orange crystal, they're not going to marry up. So it's really important, again, to know who your target audience and how they search for what you're trying to sell on your shop. It's really important to know as to how those people will search for that item. And the more listings you get into, the more you will fall into your SEO groove. Trust me, I know it's hard in the beginning, but it's the number one way for you to gain that traction on Etsy. So what do I recommend? I recommend for you guys to go and watch my free masterclass below, and also go and binge watch my channel, because I have lots of videos talking about how to grow your handmade business really, really fast. I have over 360 videos on my channel, so go nuts. You're going to find some amazing advice there. So guys, I really hope that you enjoyed that video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up so that more people can see it in the algorithm. Community over competition. But for now, guys, I will catch you in the next one. Bye, everybody.